Good evening. Thank you for joining me for the Dhammapada Chapter 24 study. Let me pull up the text and we'll jump right in. Chapter 24 is craving. You can see here the images for the chapter of craving. Here we go. Verse 334. In a person who is unmindful, thoughtless, craving grows like a creeping vine that destroys the tree. Like a monkey that is not happy with the fruit in the tree, a person of craving keeps jumping from one existence to another. Verse 335. A person who is addicted to this vile, sticky craving becomes toxic, and their sorrows grow like wild grass after the rain. Verse 336. A person who has overcome this sticky, vile craving will find that sorrows roll off of them like beads of water roll off of a lotus leaf. Verse 337. Therefore, I will bless all of you with this worthy teaching and advise you towards well-being. Dig up the root of craving like someone who wishes to have fragrant roots digs up the banana grass. Do not let Mara the tempter torture you again and again like a flooding river the reeds. Good evening. Thanks for joining the study. Verse 338. Even if a tree is cut down, it will sprout up again if the roots remain alive and strong. Until dormant craving is rooted out, suffering will arise for eternity. Verse 339. Someone who is lost in the 36 currents of craving that flow towards the pleasurable phenomena is swept away by a flood of lustful thoughts. Verse 340. When the currents of craving flow towards sense objects, a creeping vine of craving arises in the 6 sense doors and fixes itself on the phenomena of the 6 senses. When you see the craving sprout, cut the roots with the knife of wisdom. Verse 341. Blossoming up and watered by craving, feelings of pleasure arise like hungry beings. Bound by temptation and looking for ease, people fall prey to birth and decay. Verse 342. People ruled by craving hop around and around like a rabbit in a snare. Shackled by fetters and bonds, men and women suffer again and again forever. Verse 343. Ruled by craving, people hop around and around like a rabbit in a snare. Therefore, men and women who wish to be free from suffering should eradicate craving. Verse 344. He who has rid himself of the forest of lust and attained nirvana, but then runs back to the forest, returns to bondage. Why would a slave who has been set free return to be shackled in chains? Verse 345. Shackles made of iron, wood, or hemp are strong, but the infatuation with jewels, children, or a spouse are far stronger and pull you down into the lower planes of existence. Verse 346. Though the chains seem loose, they are difficult to remove. The wise do whatever it takes to cut these off as well. Giving up sensual pleasure and ending their longing, they renounce all worldly matters. Verse 347. Beings who are infatuated with lust fall back into the stream of craving they have generated. Like a spider on the web, it has spun. The wise do whatever it takes to free themselves from lust. They transcend worldliness and put an end to their suffering. Verse 348. Let go of in front. Let go of behind. Let go of between. Go beyond becoming. With your heart everywhere, let go, and you will not come again to birth and aging. 349. In a person who is tormented by evil thoughts, pushed by lust and pulled by pleasure, craving increases and the chains grow stronger. Verse 350. In a person who snuffs out evil thoughts, who meditates on impurities and is always mindful, craving will end, and Mara's trickery will be rendered powerless. Verse 351. A person who has reached nirvana is fearless. He is free from craving and released from obsessive passion. He has plucked out the thorns of existence and purified his last body. Verse 352. He is free of craving and devoid of grasping. He is well versed in etymology and terminology. He is aware of symbols and their deployment into combinations. He knows the sequence of letters and the old dialects. This is his last body. He is great and profoundly wise. 353. I have conquered all, I know all, I am detached from all. In all conditions of life, I am free of impurities, and with the eradication of craving, I am completely free. Having directly comprehended the Four Noble Truths, there is no one left to teach. Good evening. Thank you for joining me this evening. 354. The gift of Dhammapada trumps all gifts. The taste of Dhamma trumps all tastes. The pleasure of Dhamma trumps all pleasures. The end of craving ends all suffering. Verse 355. Riches ruin the foolish, but not those who seek beyond. By craving for riches, a man who does not use his wit ruins himself as well as others. Verse 356. A field is overrun by weeds, and a human is overrun by lust. Therefore, only those who are free from lust blossom. Verse 357. A field is spoiled by weeds, and a human is spoiled by hatred. Therefore, only those who are free from hatred blossom. Verse 358. A field is overrun by weeds, and a human is overrun by delusion. Therefore, only those who are free from delusion blossom. Verse 359. A field is devoured by weeds, and a human is devoured by craving. Therefore, only those who are free from craving blossom. That's it for chapter 24. Thanks for studying with me, guys. Be well.